Bill, if you'll look at the phone right next to you there, we should be able to see something
Well,
come up in a minute.
hey everybody, if we're live.
Yes,
You
if we're live.
gotta turn this on to the channel, to the video.
That's right. That's right.
Hello,
As
everybody.
you
can see, this is our Laurel and Hardy moment for the week.
Right? Okay, let's see here. Now we just got to find the lives.
It's like we haven't even had one sip of alcohol yet.
Podcast, playlist. Where can you see lives from here? Okay. You guys keep talking. I'm going to look here and see if I can tell if it's going on.
Oh,
We are, in fact, live.
well, good.
I can't monitor it there yet, but hopefully in a few minutes.
It'll
I'll be
come
able to figure it
through.
out.
We'll figure it out.
All right, so after our second false start, welcome to Whiskey Wednesday, Loquacious Libations Live. I'm Hatter.
Part
That's
2.
the sage. Bill Mason's with us from Long Strange Day, and we're doing Bushmill 12.
We're Bushmill 12 year, which this is a really interesting whiskey this week from the oldest licensed distillery on the planet.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, 1608, they started.
Cool.
There we go. Okay, so they started distilling up in the northern top of the island. I mean, you can't get much further north, which, a lot of people don't realize. Aging 12 years up there, well, if you look on the map, that's like aging maple syrup in Canada, in Saskatchewan. I mean, it's about the same, distance north.
Right.
So realize, like, you'll hear people saying, oh, well, this is a 6-year bourbon. Well, that's aging so much further south, it goes faster. And that's why you'll get Irish whiskeys and scotches that are 25 years and 30 years, and that's where they get really complex. Not that this is going to be, I'm looking for, I've never had it, but I'm looking forward to, and you can tell Bill has. He obviously likes it. But here, Bill, I don't know I didn't look at the price of this, but I'm guessing it's a $50, $60 bottle.
I have no idea. It was a gift from a friend who went to Ireland and brought it back for me because they don't sell this in the States. So.
Okay, so
nice.
This is not a cheap bottle of whiskey, is what I'm getting at. But for those of you that don't know, this particular whiskey is it's a single malt, which means that it's all a single crop of barley. It's all barley in the mash bill.
Right.
What's interesting, typically Irish whiskeys are aged. Their Irish whiskeys are always all barley in the mash bill. They are typically aged in used bourbon barrels and then put out to the marketplace. This one is really interesting because it's blended. It is both aged bourbon whiskey and aged sherry in sherry barrels, used sherry barrels. Those are blended then and then finished in Marsala wine casks. So I am so looking forward to the flavor profile of this, because
that's probably where the sweetness comes from.
It's going to bring so much complexity, and just I've never had it, and I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
Pour us up.
Oh,
well, I'll tell you what. While you pour,
without further delay,
absolutely. I'm actually going to go ahead and start our craziness roundup, because I just got a news report over here. Milton has made landfall.
Oh yeah. It's
officially
a category what?
I'm not sure yet. I just saw the thing come across, but yeah, we are officially in hurricane party mode here. Our thoughts go to everybody that's in the path of this damn thing.
Yeah, my son James is down there.
I know quite a few that are kind of in that path too.
Yeah,
so
my best friend.
Hurricane category 3 apparently when it made landfall,
which is no joke. I mean,
yeah, it's a 3.
Yeah, that is still, that's 100-mile-an-hour wind yet. If my memory serves me right on the category. So it's not as bad as what the fear porn mongers have been saying all week.
Right. However, those winds are spreading out, so they're further out.
It's no joke. I mean, that is still a very serious storm.
Right.
As opposed to what we're getting up here in the northern part of the state.
And
so the wind field's trailing, actually.
Yeah.
Location, by the way, was Siesta Key. Is where it came on. Wow. Well,
so
thoughts and prayers to everybody in the path of the damn thing. Stay safe. Those on the outskirts, stay safe. Hang around with us in here and have a drink.
If the Waffle House is closed, get the hell out.
There you
Yeah,
go.
no, that's the truth.
That is the truth.
No, that is the truth. 100%.
Oh,
Yep.
I know. I've been here since '89. I've learned that lesson a long
Yeah.
time ago. But I know there are a lot of you new Yankees down here that just moved down here to get away from up north, and
Yeah,
if the Waffle House closes, get out of Dodge.
that's
is a very
good.
true thing.
That's a great rule of thumb.
Such a sweet.
nice.
It's got such a sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you can smell the wine now that you've
Oh.
talked about the wine
absolutely.
and the sherry.
What a great,
man.
great nose.
Yeah. Nice taste too.
Floral.
Yep, that's exactly really floral,
Yep.
which surprises me. I was not expecting that fragrance. I mean, it's almost perfumey.
It's nice.
I'm trying to see if we have anybody watching. We have 2 watching, it says.
Probably Beth is one of them.
Probably so. Now, where is the chat?
Beth's
can't see the live
sitting there going, "Look at these knuckleheads."
You idiots! Damn men.
No, she's sitting there going, "Don't you drink too much of that. You're driving my car."
Right?
Well, that's why we stay for a little while after.
That's right.
Absolutely. And Bill actually brought his
I
instrument
brought
with
my
him.
bass
Yeah.
with me. So we
Yeah,
can
he
jam
said
a
you
little
were
bit.
doing that.
Okay, there's the live chat.
All right,
Case Smith, first time viewer. Hey, Michael, stay safe, gang. Kevin, thank you for joining us. This is an East Point police officer, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Kevin, former. That
well, if he's a police officer, Kevin,
yeah,
we don't drink and drive. We drink then drive. There's a period in between there.
and Kevin, I'm going by information given to me by Mr. Cartwright. So forgive me if I got that wrong, but he's retired, if I'm not mistaken, APD, so Atlanta. Anyway, he's from East Point. He runs the Grew Up in East Point group that I was trying to help with scammers in. Thank you for joining us, Kevin.
That is smooth as silk.
Yes, it is.
Isn't that something?
That's nice.
Oh, I get dates. It's sweet, just like you said.
You got legs too.
Dates, dark fruit, dates, apricot, dried apricots, dates. I get dates.
It's sweet.
It-
And
it's-
that's all that matters to me.
It's really nice and smooth. Sherry comes in on the
Yeah.
finish.
The lips hold like caramel. If you lick your lips, it's like a caramel.
Oh, you're
Taste
right.
it?
Yeah.
Funny, I had just done that, and I got that a little bit, but I've noticed there's, the things that we normally talk about with bourbon that aren't there, like the spice.
Correct.
The cloves
Right.
and that kind of thing.
Right.
That's
Because
what's-
here,
This
when-
is more floral. Yeah, it's
right.
Less herby.
You can attribute that to straight barley mash bill. You're gonna get that. It's gonna be more. It's really luscious.
Right.
It's luscious and kind of
So,
viscous.
what is the
Barley's a
mash
flower,
bill?
isn't it?
Yes, correct. It flowers.
What is the mash bill on Irish? Usually,
100% barley.
just barley.
Just
Yeah, barley.
Gotcha.
They grow lots of barley in Ireland.
Had to feed the sheep.
10-4. Well, better that than.
So yeah, man, that's really good.
Steve is the former LEO. I'm the former idiot, he says. Steve is a guy that was in some of the groups that I was running scammers out of a couple of weeks ago over on Facebook,
Yeah,
which is what accelerated our move to YouTube, and we're glad to be here.
yeah.
So
I'm
he
happy
was-
to be here too,
He
man.
got to see you running around like a crazy person.
Yeah, online.
Awesome.
It was funny. It was hilarious.
Wow, that's really
yeah, it is.
quite tasty.
So yeah, now that we're here, I can actually talk about that a little more.
Yeah, yeah, you can.
So a lot of you have seen the little tag behind me. Bill's in front of it today before, but it's the 96 Rock.
No,
right behind your back.
come the other way.
Oh, 96 Rock, Atlanta.
So yeah, that's me knocking shit down over here. 96 Rock, Atlanta. I grew up listening to that station, and so they have a station page now, and I was chasing scammers around in there.
Long story longer.
Long story longer. Another group came up. I ran some scammers out of there, and then I apparently pissed somebody off because I got my account suspended.
He said snitches get stitches.
Right.
Yeah.
Gray Man says, well, you got it up after all, huh? Yes, we finally did get it going. Not sure who Grayman is. Who is that?
I was going to jab you right there. Finally got it up
Yeah.
after all, but you know, I
think
let it
that's what
let
that
it
was
lie
about
because
anyway.
it wasn't a woman making the
Right.
comment. So,
Wow,
which hey,
that's nice.
yeah, no, this is really good whiskey.
What proof?
And you know what's I'm going to guess
80.
80, 84.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Probably 80.
84, but 40% ABV.
That's really nice. Though.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
You know
It's
what's
definitely a
interesting
nice
about
sipping
that
whiskey.
too, being such a low proof, the flavor. I would love to taste this at barrel strength because the flavor would just fucking blow your top off.
Right.
I'm sure of it. The flavor comes through even though it's really watered down.
Yeah. I like, I like to open it up a little bit with some ice. Let
Sure.
the water, not a lot of ice, just a little bit of ice when I put it in a tumbler.
Right.
And I just let it open up a little bit. It's nice.
Which, by the way, if we want to have another one after, if you want to go that way,
Well,
I've
we
got
can-
whiskey balls in there too.
We can check out some of the other ones too.
We could. Bill actually brought a selection of Irish whiskey with
Yes, he
him.
brought a box.
Yeah, but it's all Bushmills because that's my favorite brand.
Which hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean,
No
everybody I know likes Jameson's, and it's like, yeah, I can drink it if I don't have anything else, but I like Bushmills.
Well,
Yeah,
I'll
no,
tell you, I'm glad this is my introduction.
Introduction to Bushmills.
Yeah, it's working. Introduction to Irish. Period. I haven't ever had Irish at all.
But the
Oh,
thing that's
well.
nice about Bushmills is that their
There's a big variety there.
blue collar line is freaking delicious. I
Yeah.
mean, the stuff is good, and they have a
These
little
guys
bit of
just
something.
opened up my palate some.
They have a little bit of something for everything. They have some like the Black Bush, which is peaty,
Right.
and then you have the Red Bush, which is sweet. You have the Prohibition, which is a very smooth. That's a very smooth.
I can't wait
one.
to try that one myself.
I like Prohibition.
You know what we could do in the future? We have 4 different Bushmills bottles. Do a blind, a Bushmills blind.
Bushmills
Yeah.
blind, yeah, that would
Yeah.
be cool.
Yeah, that would be fun.
We even kind of tried to spring something on Scott, then we changed directions back to our.
Because I
original
didn't bring.
thinking.
I only
We
bought. I only
didn't have
brought
enough glasses, right?
4 glasses.
We
So.
would have ended up in the same scientific quandary that we had before.
Right.
Correct.
But I brought a bottle of Scotch, a 12-year,
Yep.
and I was thinking about pitting the Irish against the Scotch. Now, I'm Irish, so I'd be rooting for the Irish. But my best friend Joe, he's a Scotsman. If he's watching this, he's probably going to be rooting for the Scotch.
Well, you do realize you got a Duncan right next to
So
you
you're
over here.
Scotch
I'm
too.
a Scot.
See, so we're going to have to.
Don't look at me. I'm a Russian. So.
You're a Russian.
Scott will be rushing in the other direction while we're tying up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't even like vodka. So
Yahtzee? What?
hey, vodka.
sorry.
All it is a tasteless spirit. Unless it's cheap, then it tastes terrible.
Well, most spirits are pretty tasteless until you actually put
Age
it in a
'em.
barrel and
Right.
age them.
Age 'em. Which some people are.
The only exception to that rule that I truly believe is tequila, because of the way it's made. It's almost a wine if you think about it.
It really kind of. I was going to say a really heavy beer,
It comes from
but it gets
from,
distilled and
yeah, from
it's
Right.
it comes from such a unique plant.
right, exactly, and it's not a grain. It's
No, it's a plant
it's a
that's
fruit,
roasted to
basically,
death.
right. And so I mean, it's like I said, it's almost a wine. But I've always felt like that has flavor. Just I don't like the aged stuff because it takes away from that to me. It actually makes it taste more like whiskey when you age it. But when you just have it straight out silver,
It's the same thing with the people that are aging gin. I really don't like those gins
because they don't taste like gin anymore.
they don't-
They taste like whiskey or something.
they taste like whiskey with juniper berries. in it.
Right. Oh yeah, it was just,
Pine whiskey.
Which
I'm not a
isn't-
big fan of gin anyway. So
he didn't like gin until I
Right.
turned him on to gin.
And a couple of the cocktails that we had turned me around on it a little bit.
I've had
not something I would go out and order somewhere, but
I've had gin and tonic and things like that, and it never really did anything for me.
It's in here. This is what I say. When did we do gin? We did gin in August.
Right.
It's a summer spirit.
exactly.
Is Tom Collins?
Tom Collins
Yep,
is
that's
a
a gin.
gin
was-
drink.
That was
Yeah,
number
yeah.
2. We had we had gin and tonic. We had Tom Collins. We had the Mermaid Magic. With
Then
the
we
East
did
Side.
the East Side, and then we
And-
did the Martinez,
Martinez
and then the Martini.
right?
Okay.
That was all 6 of them right there.
What's the difference between a martini?
Go back and look at it in the
Martini?
podcast playlist. Gin Gems.
The Martinez is older in its creation, and it's got the Martini is really just a 2-trick pony, where the Martinez has got 4 components to it.
Right.
So it's more complex.
Okay.
And if you put a gun to my head and said choose, it'd be Martinez all day long,
Right.
every time.
I think, if I remember correctly, my favorite was the East Side out of all of them.
And yeah, of all the, what was funny is you were so skeptical.
There you go. Your turn.
You were so skeptical about drinking that because it's got cucumber in it.
Right.
But it pairs so well with the. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, "What the hell? We're gonna smash cucumbers and then put mint leaves in it. What is this?" It's fantastic. It's a great drink.
I love cucumbers.
Now I'll tell you another drink that we didn't make, but if we do gin series again, we should have you back for not like there's a, and I'm just gonna start calling it the Captain Picard. It's a gin based cocktail. It's really a sour cocktail, but it's made with you take gin and you steep Earl Grey tea in it.
Oh, I drink Earl Grey tea every morning.
So it's
I like
So I
calling
already
it
like
Picard
Earl.
too.
So
Yeah.
I already like Earl Grey tea.
Hell, we kind of both look like him a little bit. I just look like the one from the Mirror Universe, I guess. If we go through everything.
at least you don't look like Loquacious.
Hey,
Right?
I'm pretty short these days too.
Yeah, Bill, you're less follically challenged than you and I are.
No, Gray, we have not had any test pours. This is all from the one pour that we've had already.
Yeah,
and
no,
just
and-
general.
That would have ruined the response for
Yeah.
us to have a test pour of this.
Yeah.
Because it was, I mean, Bill says it's not available. I don't know because I haven't done that research.
Not
But
available in this country. I think you can still get it in the UK.
okay. Or I bet you could get it in duty free. So if you're going through an airport somewhere that's got duty free, you could look for it.
Right, you can look for it.
Let us know if you find it.
My friend Rosalind, I'll ask her what she paid for it.
Crazy Lady
it was
B
probably
is
somewhere
here.
in the
Hey.
$60 to $70.
Yeah,
range.
that
But that's
would-
that's in the distillery, so it's probably a little cheaper there
It might be.
than it would be in a duty free
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah, might be. Just depends on how, I mean, given how good it tastes, I would think there's a lot of demand for this product.
Right.
So
Yes, it's very
She
nice.
she hooked me up, man. She got me that, and she brought me the cork trivet that has
Oh!
the original
cool, very cool.
the copper pot
Yeah.
logo.
That's
on
the
it
other
and
thing
everything.
that's cool about Irish whiskeys is they're all copper pot
Copper
stills.
pot stills, yeah.
Like
which
moonshine.
is the old school. I mean, and that that makes it. I don't want to call it less refined. It's just more. What is it?
it. You said duty.
He just had a second grade moment.
No, Gray did.
Oh,
I was reading the chat back for you.
no offense, Greg. Just saying.
Too much.
Take it right.
Oh boy.
Send us on a tangent now.
Yeah. That I'm trying to keep I tried to keep myself from going on a big tangent.
Somebody's answering. Oh no, that's Timu.
No, oh
They
yeah.
want you
that's-
to buy something.
God, I thought I'd taken that app off of this damn thing. This is the old phone. Not,
Yeah, no,
not
they're
my
trying to
current
pitch
one.
us Chinese Glencairns.
Can't get away from it. That's what it is. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, they're listening.
Well, this is kind of cool. I'm enjoying this.
So I'll tell you a funny story about tequila. So one of my best friends, Joe, he lives down he lives halfway between Inverness and Brooksville in Floral City.
Okay.
So there was this one year we were having a party. He has parties through the year. I don't know what party it was, but he was like, "We need to go." I said, "We need to go get some tequila," and I'm thinking Patron,
Sure.
something better.
A decent tequila.
A decent sipping tequila. And we ended up going to this store, and the guy, so it was an Indian guy running the store.
Well, which is
And
pretty
he's-
normal
and
now.
he's telling me, this is the best tequila on the market. $10. I was like,
No.
$10?
$10. No.
He's like, $10. I was like, no. So Joe was like, I'll get it for $10. What's the worst that could happen? I said it'll be crap, and he goes, okay.
And you'll
I said, "It'll be
throw up
crap."
like a horse.
Let me tell you, that stuff was like lighter fluid.
Yeah.
God.
It was horrible. And so he told me, we each took one shot. One shot. He closed the bottle up. He said, "You're taking that home." I said, "I don't want it." So I ended up taking it home, and it sat on my shelf.
It's a
for
dusty.
years.
Yeah.
I finally got rid of it. But yeah,
I've
that
got a
was
dusty
crazy.
tequila down there.
Have you ever guys thought about doing a absinthe night?
Well,
Didn't we talk about it? Maybe
we have cocktails coming up
Right.
with
Yeah.
that use absinthe spritz in it because I
Right,
mean
right,
that's
right.
an overpowering flavor.
Well, I was gonna say I've got a bottle of German absinthe at the house. If you ever got, it's
That's-
never been cracked.
Oh, I mean absinthe is very unique, very strong flavor.
I've never tasted it.
It's
I
like
know
black
it's
licorice.
I know, and I don't like black licorice, but it's got the sugar cubes, so that might help a little bit. You know,
I mean, we can do that. I am not opposed to that. There's a couple really good cocktails that have absinthe in it
Yeah.
that are quite tasty.
Well, like I said, I've got that German.
They come
bottle
out
that's
of,
never been cracked. So
New Orleans.
if you ever wanna
I was
use it.
waiting for Mardi Gras, kind of saving for those New Orleans cocktails.
Right.
Although one of the cocktails we have coming up comes out of New Orleans that is, to me, it just screams it's Christmas. I don't know why, because it's really a red cocktail, and it gets that from the Campari. It's the Boulevardier, which you've always
Right.
said, I can't wait to taste that.
Right.
Because, you look like a Boulevardier,
do I?
which is French for man about town.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is that what I look
in
like?
your hat, yes.
A man about town.
In my blue jean fedora tonight?
Yep. Well, you guys are just pounding this down.
Yeah, I'm done with
It's
mine.
too
good.
fucking smooth. That's
Yeah,
what
it
it is.
That's very nice. And
Yeah,
I
no,
got a little bit
I'm-
of a buzz on it.
I'm telling you, I haven't,
You can get in trouble with this stuff.
I bet you can.
yeah, in a hurry because it's so smooth. And surprisingly, it's got tremendous flavor for only being 80 proof. That's what is kind of smoking my marbles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a nice liquor.
Yeah, because like here, what you just said, the 80 proof. When we've done 80 proofs in bourbon, there's no way we could just sip it like this with an 80 proof bourbon. It's just not going to happen.
It's like water.
Yeah.
There's no flavor.
Yeah.
Well, all the 80 proof bourbons are all 2 years old.
Right. But there's no enjoying it. I can't say I said you can't do it. But
No, I
you wouldn't
think
enjoy it.
we're
You
enjoying this because A, it's barley, and
do a shot.
B, you got blended in two different barrels and then
Right.
finished in the Marsala. The Marsala really comes through.
Right.
I mean, and which makes it I feel like I'm eating dates. I mean, literally, I feel like I'm eating dates or dried plums or something dark
Right.
fruit,
Right.
Blueberries
chewy,
or something,
really
and-
good in a
until you
good
said
way.
it, I didn't get the blueberry, but yeah, I
Dark
I
fruit.
get some of that
You
in
get
there,
that? I mean, dried apricot maybe.
right.
Less dried apricot.
It's
I get
the
dates and
aroma.
prunes. I mean, dates are
The aroma is just incredible. I love it.
yeah. No, this is
Yeah, a little bit left.
here. I think we got 3 thumbs up. To
Yes, 3 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Up what we won't say. Very nice.
It is nice.
All right. Should we rinse and get the scotch out, the 12-year-old scotch?
Up to you. Your liquor.
It's your liquor.
Hey, man.
Bill brought the booze tonight.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's rinse and get out to 12. You,
All right,
You rinse,
very
I'll
nice.
get to
I'll
12.
rinse.
And in the meantime, I'll come and go over our other social media. We've got, of course, our original Facebook is at Loquacious Libations, and Instagram is Loquacious_Libations. Of course, those of you that have been with us before came over from my music page on Facebook, and from that you may have noticed I joined a band recently. That's where this guy comes in. Bill Mason of Long Strange Day is our guest tonight. And I'm just super excited about playing with you guys. I
You know,
really am.
I'm excited about it, man. You sounded awesome the other day.
Thank you, sir.
You know?
Well,
So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to more of it.
So
really
I
am.
did some writing last night. Well, actually, it was the night before last night. Last night I practiced.
Uh-huh.
But Got that last verse that I showed you for Get It While You Can.
Nice.
And
Nice.
I kind of went back to, the reason I sent you the ones from Tate,
Right.
the original singer,
Right.
was because he had 3 verses. Janice cut that 3rd verse, got
And
rid
she
of
did
it
her
completely.
talk. Right.
So it was basically lead and then just outro.
Right.
So with us, we're kind of taking it back. Plus, the other thing that comes from the original Tate version was the harmonies. Get it while you can on each, where Janice didn't have that. She
Exactly.
had just her.
Right.
You know, she was too much of a woman for any man to be able to get in on
To
that
hang
thing.
with in that case, right?
So anyway,
But,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's going to be good. Oh, and I didn't tell you. I'll show you tonight after we do this. I finally have an ending for it too.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah,
An
we can go with
actual
that after.
timed ending.
Very good. Okay.
Something that'll work.
Cool.
So.
I was messing around with it on the Hammond the other night. I'm really excited about getting a hold of that. 'Cause
Oh yeah.
I can hear flavors and colors and stuff that, wasn't from
It was
the
a great song.
Big Brother one.
Yeah.
That's more of the church organ stuff. But
And
a little more
nobody would
fit
even
what
think
we do,
about picking that song to do the remake on.
Right,
You know?
right.
All I can tell you
And that's
is
what I
I
love,
don't
the
know which
covers.
glass was which, and the sores come and go every so often. They're in
It
remission
smells
right
like,
now.
It smells like water, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Scotch.
Right.
So this is from the other, well, not really an island, but the top.
It's across the water.
The top titty of England.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be where my dad's folks
Scotland.
came down from. Yep.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
those
here's
people
a bit
that you
of
still
trivia
can't
for us.
understand what they're saying when they
You
talk
can't.
English.
You can't. You're absolutely 100% correct.
You hear me?
What?
Hi.
Hey, Captain.
Give it everything I've got.
So this is a Glendronach 12 year, which I don't know very much about.
Do you think they can see that?
Yeah.
No, do
Oh,
that
yeah.
again. I don't think
Do
they
it
saw
one more
it.
time. Let's see. Let's see how good he did. Of course, we're on delay, so it may take a second.
Oh,
Stop.
yeah,
Hold
we're
it
not
right
gonna
there.
see it.
Hold it right there, buddy. People that are watching are laughing like hell right now. Hopefully. Okay, never mind, Scott. Bring it back.
It's like it's not even seeing it.
Yeah, you're
It's
supposed to.
invisible. It's a vampire.
It's a vampire bottle.
We're looking into the past.
We have too much of a delay, I guess.
Yes, we have a large delay, y'all.
We have a very
Plus,
large
we're just
delay.
ridiculous anyway. So we have 4 viewers. It looks like one here, Beth, Kevin, and Gray Man. That's the 4 right there.
Well,
Hey.
but you know what's funny is we get a lot of
Could be Crazy
replays.
Lady B.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
There it
noticed-
is. There it is.
There's the bottle. Yes, you did get it in there.
Yes, you did.
Good. You told me to put it closer right there.
No, that was the first time, I think. Yeah. This is the
Yeah,
second.
this one we told him to go back. And we're watching the playback
No,
while
he
we're
put
doing
it
the
down,
show.
so-
That's great. That's like video feedback, man. Like the 70s, man. When they
Video
would-
feedback.
Oh, this is definitely a Scotch, man. Oh, you can smell the difference
I've already taken it.
immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, it's definitely a stronger smell.
It's a good nose though. It's nice. It's
43, so we're 86 proof on this. Now, you gave me a sip of this the first time I came here to practice, too.
No, that was the Glenfiddich.
You gave me just a sip of this one.
Oh, did
the
I?
Fiddich you gave me your last pour on.
Oh, that's right. I gave you my last pour on the Fiddich.
Okay.
Glenfiddich 14. It was
which
nice.
is interesting. This is a single malt Scotch, also, and it is finished in Pedro
Freshwater,
Jimenez
whoever didn't use theirs yet.
Alonso sherry casks.
See, this doesn't smell as floral as
No.
as
It
the
won't.
Irish. Kind
This-
of hits you in the face,
This will
kinda
be
smacks you.
very different.
Much more ethanol in the nose on that, for sure.
Yeah, but once you get past that,
And see, there's some
It won't
spice
be-
in it,
it
too.
won't be
it's
as-
got a little
almost
spiciness
a little
to it.
It
bourbon.
won't be as complex, nearly as complex as the Bushmills we just had.
There's some spice in there, though. but it's not like cloves or nutmeg like we've been.
But see,
Colin.
Scotch has a very dark, mellow flavor to
Yes.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Very dark, mellow flavor. Very much like toffee or caramel, you know. That burnt butter, not burnt butter, but cooked butter. You know that deep flavor.
This is really nice and viscous on your tongue.
I was just letting some get back to the back there
It's
to get
rolling.
some of that.
What's funny is that Bushmills takes a long time to finish. I mean, I was still finishing when I was washing these glasses out.
Right. As a matter of fact, when I started this, that was still
That's why I
finished and had to
cleansed my
clean
palate
out.
too. This has got a tad bit of smoke to it, just a hair.
Mm-hmm.
Not like the heavy peated stuff, but
No, not at all.
it's nice. It complements,
Yeah.
and that might be from the barrels. I might be getting that from the sherry barrels.
Yeah.
You can taste the sherry on the very end of it. It's there.
That is very nice, though.
The perfume is
Good
completely
finish.
different though than the
Oh,
taste.
completely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where the other one, the perfume matched the taste a lot more.
This it tastes better than it smells.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, sometimes a lot of whiskeys are one or the other. That's what makes that Bushmills was you get the full ride there.
Hold your next sip onto the tip of your tongue, and you'll get that butter flavor that I'm talking about. It's a
I
very
just
heavy
did.
butter flavor, like cooked butter.
I started with it there and then let it go back, and then I started getting that dark mellow like you were talking about, too.
Did you get that?
Yes. Yeah, it's not browned butter. It's just like
like-
basted butter.
Right, basted butter. It's very. I like it.
This is nice whiskey too.
Yeah.
I mean, here, you'll never, in my opinion, there's a lot of Scotch cocktails. I hate Scotch cocktails, but I'll drink Scotch neat any day of the week.
I like Scotch and ginger, but
Yeah,
that's
okay.
just me. I mean, but I won't.
Ooh,
mix,
that would be good.
I wouldn't mix a 12-year with ginger.
No, you would do
I would do like
a Chivas and
straight
ginger.
up.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I'd even do Bushmills regular with ginger.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? But no, I wouldn't do a 12-year with ginger.
No.
But I do like ginger with Scotch, and with Irish.
Well,
I mean,
ginger
with
and
Scotch-
whiskey just
Yeah,
kind of
ginger-
match.
Well, I don't know. I don't like ginger with bourbon. I like Coke with bourbon.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of the same there. If I'm
Yeah.
going to have a mixer, it's got to
Because
be
bourbon
a
is like
dark
you guys
that,
were
too.
saying on that one show, it's so spicy. It's got such a spice to it compared to these that
That's
it goes better with a spicier type of a soda if you're going to mix it with a soda.
There's a lot of people that like the gingers with wheated bourbons because
Yeah.
a wheated bourbon is sweeter.
Right.
Okay. I see.
And that's where I tend to trend on bourbons myself. But
I can't tell you how many times I have
opened
poured
up a little bit, though.
Makers and ginger.
Glendronach.
I mean, it's so if I had $1 for every time I heard that, I could pay off a new car.
Do I have any makers left after?
Well, you got that pony bottle.
Oh, yeah. Well, he got halfway into that one, too.
Boy, Buck was going to town last week,
Yeah,
boy.
Buck is always a blast to have around.
How can you not love Buck
Right.
Baird? I mean, God bless him. You
It was our
know,
very first
and I'll tell you
guest,
what. I hope he takes me up on going to Alaska. I was serious about that, Buck. I need to get. I'm overdue to go back and fish those rivers.
we got another connection in Alaska now. Susie Q just moved back.
Really?
Yeah, the Helene ran her off.
Oh.
Helene?
Yeah.
So,
she took off, went back to Alaska.
so this right here, from everything I'm seeing, retails anywhere between 55 and 70.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, actually 45 and 70.
For $45, that's pretty good. If you find it for $45, I'd tell you to buy it
Yeah, no,
because that's a nice sipping whiskey.
Right.
A sipping scotch, as opposed to, don't. here I say this all the time. Value proposition has got a certain nuance to it.
Right.
You know, where you can go out and buy something that's inexpensive and then you get what you pay for. It's crap. And if you're talking about scotch, the one that comes to my mind all the time, because I've received when I was in the finance business, everybody gives gifts at the end of the year and everybody's giving booze.
Okay.
Okay. So I would get bottles of Chivas that I would just regift because it's marketed well,
Right.
but it's really crap.
Yeah, I've got a little bottle of Chivas at the house, one of them little mini bottles, and it's been sitting there for quite a while.
And it can continue to sit because it's crap.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chivas.
You know?
But like I said,
Now, it used to be great.
Right, at one point. Well, so
In the
was Jameson's at one point to me.
Correct.
But Jameson's now
so
to
was
me
Ancient
is
Age.
more of a bottom shelf. You know,
Correct.
Yeah.
You go into a bar, you ask for scotch. A lot of times they're going to give you Jameson's.
Right.
I mean Irish.
Yeah,
they're going to give you Jameson's.
I would say
You know?
that's the most common Irish.
And if you ask for scotch, they're always going to give you either Johnny Black,
or Johnny Red,
Red one.
or
And I like Johnny Black. Don't get me wrong. I don't like Johnny Red so much. It's, Johnny Black I like okay as a mixer. It's not
okay.
It's not a drink it out of the glass.
No, if you want a good
Scotch.
if you want a sipping whiskey, that's
Yeah.
Johnny Blue is the only one, but it's expensive
I've had Johnny
and it's
Blue,
quite
and I
tasty.
Like it. And
but it's
I've
still
also-
blended.
And I also my son I went so
Booze is a nice stocking stuffer.
yeah. It is. That's very true.
Yep, that
That
was
is very
Gray
true.
Man 77.
Yeah.
Input to the conversation.
My son, when we went down there for my grandson's baptism, I think it was. I can't remember. Me and Beth went down there, and so we ended up at one of my son's friend's house, and they were having all the kids in the pool and everything. They were doing their thing, and he turned me on to a bottle of Johnny Walker White Label, which was straight from the distillery.
Oh,
Wow.
cool. Okay,
And it was out of this world. It was fantastic.
I'm sure of it.
And I didn't even know much about the stuff. Okay. Let me give you a little backstory here. I hated
Long
whiskey
story
for-
longer.
Right?
I
That's
hated
what we do
whiskey
best
forever.
around here.
Well, that's right.
Hey, what is
We
it?
got an hour to fill.
Well, and it's you've heard this before if you listen to us.
1 part bartending,
2 parts
2 parts
bullshit.
bullshitting.
That's right. So, I never liked whiskey because when I was a kid, and I know it's not in the same thing but the smell was the same. When I was a kid, me and a buddy of mine, we stole a full bottle of what do you call it? Southern Comfort
Oh,
out of his father's liquor cabinet. And we went down to
that'll
this
get
park.
you so sick so fast.
We went down to this
And it's
park.
sweet though, so you drink it.
Right.
Good.
We went down to this park and we drank almost all of that bottle and we were trashed. I mean, I
Oh,
was
I'm
probably
sure.
like 14 years old, 15
Oh,
at
man,
best.
yeah.
Okay?
Puking your ass off.
And we started throwing up.
Yeah.
And we were at the pond and we threw up into the pond and then the ducks started eating it and then
Oh,
it made us throw up even more. And so it really, the smell of whiskey from that day on really affected me.
Oh, I bet.
In a
an
negative way.
adverse
Sure.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, he drank scotch. That was his thing. And he drank scotch on the rocks. And the only people that he would let make his drinks was me, my mother, and my grandmother.
Oh, interesting.
That was it. Because we were the only ones that would put the right amount in there. And he would always have us put a little bit of water in there. But he only wanted a little itty bitty
Just like
bit.
drops of water.
Just like drops
Yeah.
of water. Just something to open it up.
Yep.
And because there was a little... And you had to have the right number of ice cubes in there, too. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, and nobody else could seem to figure this thing out. So we always made his drinks, and so the smell of it was always like, oh. But after my pop died, my grandfather, my pop.
Yeah.
After
Okay.
he died, I didn't have to deal with booze. I mean, any kind of whiskey again since then. And then one day I was like, I'd love to try some scotch with something to mix it with. So I tried scotch with the ginger ale, and I loved it. And
It's a nice combination.
I've come like full circle now. Now I'm my grandfather drinking Scotch and drinking Irish.
Right.
And he was Irish. He was from Ireland.
That's
So,
awesome. Very
That's a
cool
good.
story.
That's a good story, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a nice story.
So yeah, I mean,
You know what's interesting is the three of us have that in common, where our grandfathers
We're one of the catalysts.
were the
of
catalysts
where
for
we are now,
drinking
whiskey-wise,
drinking
right.
whiskey.
right? And that's
Here's
true.
to our granddads.
Yeah.
Here.
Well,
To
I'm not,
Gramps.
Well,
To
I got to
what'd you
drop.
call him? Pop Pop?
Pop pop. Here's the pop pop.
Your whiskey. Pour you some more. Very nice.
I can hear your wife already. Hey, motherfucker, you're driving.
Don't worry, honey. We're hanging out
I
afterwards.
always keep these guys long enough to make sure that they're safe. That's
And here,
my benefit.
You know,
is
the
I'm
other
already
the
at
other
home.
kind of rough rule of thumb that we have that we really do adhere to is a cocktail is 2 ounces of liquor.
Right.
You know, we try to stick to 2 ounces.
Right.
I mean, we're on our.
This
I'm
is
on my
our
second ounce.
dose. I was just kind of
Honey,
teasing Bill around that.
There's only like that, not even that much alcohol in this glass.
Yep.
At any
Yeah, no,
one
you
time.
you. I'll defend you. I could really bust your balls, but he did pour a baby shot.
Yep.
It was
He
a
did.
baby.
Yeah.
A baby
I know
pour.
I have to drive her car home.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely.
No, that's just being smart, especially because there's no traffic on the road. There's no traffic
Yeah.
on the road.
Luckily,
There's no bread on
everybody's-
the shelves. There's no water in the stores.
Because
you can't,
everybody thinks that this hurricane
you
is
can't
going
find
to hit
gas
us.
in this town.
It's so
I
crazy.
mean, it's insanity.
It is crazy.
Yeah, we may get 20 to 30 mile per hour winds tomorrow and might have a
You know,
gust or two.
here,
you know.
Colton
So-
came home tonight, and he's like, I have fucking gray skies duty, and I don't even want to go. I mean, this is a nothing.
Right.
And they told him today when he got back in, when they're doing their prep for a storm,
Right.
they don't even expect. They said if we have a power outage, it's going to be because there's a dead tree that finally falls over.
We
Right.
lost power today.
Get out of here.
We lost power this morning at 11 o'clock, like around 11 o'clock this morning, the power went out. And so I told Beth, I said, GRU has a
Yeah, power outage
map
thing.
on their thing. So I said, log on and see where it's at.
Right.
You know the power station on the corner of 43rd and 53rd?
Yep.
Yes.
It was down. So we had
That's
no
the one that
power.
got obliterated.
Yeah.
Yeah, so evidently something else went wrong and they had to fix it real quick. So we were out of power. We didn't have power for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's
morning.
probably what happened. They just took it offline
And I
and
looked-
make a quick.
Well, I told her, I said, you know, we were one of the few people, of all of our friends, we're the only ones that didn't lose power. I mean, it blinked
Right.
a couple times during the last hurricane.
Yeah.
During
Which was a
Helene.
real hurricane.
Right, which was a real deal because it was
For
right
us,
next to
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah. Everywhere south of y'all was gone.
it blinked a couple times, but it didn't go out. Okay?
It's like,
And
whoo,
so I told Beth, I said, this is our reckoning for
for getting screwed.
Right.
Everybody got screwed
Wendy
except you
lives
guys.
about maybe 3 blocks from him. Right.
Uh-huh.
So this is my best friend's son, mother. My son's best friend's mother. Got it right there.
There you go.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Wendy lives over there about 2 or 3 blocks.
Who
from
we've
him.
known for a really long
Right.
time.
Her power went out. He had power.
But
I
you know what?
I had
It's
power.
So
she's,
it's in Northwood, you know.
she's on a different
Yeah.
circuit.
It was just right somewhere in
I
the middle of
listened.
Northwood.
I listened
Right.
to a lecture from Colton, who's my middle child who works for a utility, and he tried to explain to me how the circuits work and
grids
how.
and-
Well,
right.
I didn't realize this because he has a friend that is in the same neighborhood as us, that is 2 blocks over.
Right.
So not very far, but on a different circuit.
Right.
We were out of power for 21 hours. They were out of power for 136 hours.
Wow.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
you look at
over
one
a
of
week.
Those, well, you look in one of those power stations, and every one of those grids is a separate circuit.
Correct.
Yeah. So I mean, each one of those is going out to a different place.
One and Colton says it's funny because when you go there and you look at it, you immediately know that circuit's out. So then you got to go. And if he said if it's 6 or 4 or 12 or whatever it is, you just hunt down which circuits. But now what's interesting, what he told me too, is when a lot of times when it's really bad weather like this, if they get like 2 or 3 that go out, they'll shut them all off. Go hunt down the 2 or 3 to not risk, because
Right.
there's an overload system that
Right.
can happen.
like
I
a
guess.
loop, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So, and I don't. I mean, he got real technical, and it was like,
Well, the thing
you know,
is
electricity is not my bailiwick.
yeah, if you know anything about electrical circuits, that's just a big electrical circuit.
Yeah.
I mean, each one of those.
Well, circus too, I'm sure.
Yeah, it is a circus. You have to work on them. But anyway, yeah, each one of those capacitors that are on the telephone poles is just like one of them little capacitors on a printed circuit
Sure.
board.
Okay.
You know, it does the same thing. It just does it with 20,000 volts instead of 20 millivolts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, a couple of comments here. Kevin came back and said Southern discomfort when we were talking.
Southern
about
Yes,
Discovery,
that
yeah,
Kevin,
for
you're
sure.
exactly right.
And Grayman77, I'm wondering if this might be my buddy in Jasper now. I just don't know it yet. Shouldn't you be drinking Old Granddad when you toast Old Granddad?
Which Old Granddad's pretty good.
Yeah, we've done Old Granddad.
Old Granddad Bonded, which we featured on our channel, is actually pretty good bourbon.
I'm just wondering, if this guy's fixing to break out into a chorus of the Love Boat sometime.
The love boat. Soon we'll be making
My
another
lead
run.
guitar player used to actually prank call me at work, and he would always end it with the Love Boat.
Really?
Yeah. He'd keep me going 2 or 3 minutes good. Yeah, I worked at a musical instrument store. So he would call as...
I would put him on speak.
So
Put
did
him
I.
on.
So he would call and go, yeah, man, I'm looking for blah, 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 and just go on this whole long prank call with me. It's really bad. I really hope you had a copy
And he
of the
changed
sheet
his
mu-"
voice so
Yeah.
you'd have no idea who you're talking to.
He was always looking for a copy of the sheet music, and the punchline was, I really want a copy of The Love Boat. He'd go into full Bill Murray voice with it the whole bit.
That's crazy.
Is that you out there, Lee?
That's funny.
That sounds like Lee.
That's a great prank though.
It is a great prank.
I had, of course, the country bumpkin had the, shall we say, 7-Eleven store owner. All the different accents and such that he did were just.
You know, the
he
7-Eleven
always kept
store
me-
owner now owns liquor stores.
Yeah,
Who does?
The 7-Eleven store owner
and KFC.
now owns liquor stores.
And KFC.
Well, he was already selling liquor out of the 7-Eleven.
Right.
You might as well. I always crack up whenever I walk into a store where there's
Hello, Lee.
no
Got
offense
him.
to the Indians, but when they buy these stores and you walk in and they're selling bongs and stuff at the front register, it's like, what?
Like the Chevron down on the Archer now. Yeah.
It cracks me up. What?
Yep, I pegged it. That was who it was. You got me.
You got me.
Lee,
Gray
welcome.
man.
We're
Gray
glad
man.
you're watching.
Gray man.
Gray man.
Welcome.
I'm nursing this last
So
little
Lee's
bit
Gray
because
Man, huh?
Yes, Lee is Gray man. By the way, earlier I didn't say this out loud, but he called this our between drink douche.
you can squeeze it like a douche.
Oh man.
It's vinegar and water.
Don't get. That's, you're grossing me out now.
I'm trying to redirect over here, guys. Bill, this is like this guy on crack with me and
On
best
crack?
friends. Yeah, well, best friends. This guy has been my best friend for 30-something years. So,
And he's quite the
rock and roll
character.
best friend.
He's
the
quite
guitar
the
player
character.
on the versions of Raised on Rock and Roll and Pictures on the Wall and the stuff you've heard in the center stage theater stuff.
Rocking guitarist.
Yes. What a chaser, he says.
Yes.
Now, Lee, I took him a bottle of Henry McKenna for his birthday, and that was right before we started doing this show.
Lee, because I know you've tried it now. Put in the chat what score. Now here you got to give a real score, not an amateur score.
1 to 5?
1 to 10.
Oh, 1 to 10.
Okay.
1 to 10. And don't be sitting there saying 8 because that's an amateur score. 7.9.
Make believe you're a Olympics.
Now to me,
judge.
McKenna is a strong 7.6.
To me, a McKenna is 0 because I've never had it.
We will have to change that at some point.
You know, it's on. I've been thinking.
Thinking bottled in bond is really good.
Well, I've been thinking about the bottle that I have is unfair.
Yeah. So
Because
we should get.
we just got to go find another bottle and buy it and almost blind the two together
Yep.
to see the difference.
You always buy the booze. That's on me. I'll get it in a little while. I keep
Oh,
fighting
twist
it.
my arm. Okay.
I'll buy the bottle of that because I want a bottle of that over here. So
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny? You said one of the bottles you're always going to have in your stack eventually. Mm-hmm. Well, I finished the first one because I've been drinking cocktails. And shame on me because it's been I was only drinking on Wednesday, then I was drinking on Wednesday and Fridays, and now it's gone to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday or Tuesday, and definitely back on Wednesday. Which all of a sudden I got on the scale and I'm like, oh fuck, I gained 3 pounds. Holy shit!
wonder why.
I wonder why
always.
I'm drinking all this booze. Fuck that.
Lisa's 8.375, by the way.
8.3. Wow.
Almost
Oh.
8.4.
8.375.
8 3/8.
So it's almost 8.4. It's like right.
Yeah, I know. I
8.4.
mean,
A hair. Missed it by that much.
Would you believe? Would you believe I missed it by that much?
I don't. That's a good. That's
Yeah,
a
I don't
pro
disagree.
score. That's a little high in my world for McKenna, but
Okay.
see, I've had here that Bushmills. It's a very different whiskey. The Bushmills is a very different whiskey,
Yes.
Yeah,
but
you can't
you can't
the two.
compare the two. But I would drink that more often than I would drink the McKenna because
Gotcha.
and both of them, I don't know how. I mean, it seems like they're very hard to get bottled. I mean, so
Right. Who knows?
I wouldn't know.
Like I said, I've never
There's
had
that
it, so I
Wisconsin
don't know.
accent.
Now is that a bourbon?
That stuff
McKenna,
kicked,
yeah,
Yeah.
That stuff kicked my Irish lads, he says.
yeah. It's a 10-year bottle and bond, and it's really that is tasty whiskey.
Yeah, it is.
Now explain
Enjoyed
to me
sharing
what,
it with
what
you. when I
bottle
came
and
out.
bond is.
Bottle and bond it came up during Prohibition
Yes, it
where
was.
because fools like us were like fuck the government, right? And
Like
we
we
would
still are.
right exactly. The government is not your friend.
No.
In case you didn't know,
It's not.
we
And they're all the same. It doesn't matter which side of the aisle.
and you're 100% correct.
Absolutely.
There's a reason it's called the Uniparty. Anyway, go on. Let's not get into all that.
Yeah, that's the craziness section, which
There
we
you go.
decided not to really cover tonight.
Yeah, all we did for the crazy
There's
was a
that's
hurricane.
the craziness for this week. There it is. Okay,
Anyway,
now
go
we'll
on.
shelf it. No, we're smart enough to figure out how to distill something in our kitchen.
Right.
So we would be, a lot of people were
Were just
distilling their
making it,
own
right.
stuff, and they were selling their own stuff, and
And there was a lot of bad stuff out there too at the time.
yeah, because they weren't taking the heads out of it,
Right.
and or the tails out of it, that's where you get all the methanol, and
And people were
and
dying
people
from
were
it, getting
yeah
really sick.
getting terribly ill. So the government came up with this was championed by E.H. Taylor, Colonel E.H. Taylor, in 1897. Came up with a method of kind of saying, hey, this is, we know where this was,
Thanks, Kevin.
we know that this was
So following the paper trail.
correct. And it's basically the rules are this: it has to be a 4-year-old. It has to be a bourbon. It has to be a 4-year-old bourbon. It has to be distilled, harvested, and the grains have to be harvested and distilled all in the same season.
Okay.
Okay, so you get a paper trail, basically, is what they're building for the
Right.
entire thing, and then
So it can be proven.
it's housed in a government regulated rick house.
Right.
So, or it's aged
Right.
in a government regulated rick
And
house.
that way they can prove that it is what they're saying it is.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
now, if you look at history, they had the same going back to absinthe. That's
Yeah.
why absinthe got the whole.
got
So
wormwood
the
blasted.
whole thing, but the whole thing about it was the problems didn't start until they started cutting absinthe with poison, and killing people with it because they couldn't get the stuff that they needed, the wormwood and the things that
Right.
they needed to make it because they were running out of that stuff, and they started poisoning people with things. And that's the same thing. That basically prohibition on absinthe, and that's why absinthe went away.
Every time the government tries to regulate something, it's going to get fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
You know.
For
So
sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, we had a pretty good show tonight. This was
we're
a lot of
already an
fun.
hour
We're
in.
done?
Yeah, we are 1 hour in.
That was awesome. That was fun.
Yeah,
That
you know,
just
it goes
flew right by.
every week. It goes by way faster than you think
Yeah.
it's going to
Yeah.
go by.
Yeah.
You know,
But our
It's
two
like-
our two loyal viewers tonight were, of course, Lee and Kevin. Kevin just left. He said he. By the way, Kevin just said.
Beth ditched us.
Well, I don't know. I'm just talking about in the chat. I think she
Oh.
may have been there because we had 3 viewers.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Kevin said you gave me a contact buzz while cooking dinner and drinking cheap PG. Guesses? I don't know right off the top of my head either, but we'll figure that one out. Checking out for dinner, but we'll pick up the replay tomorrow. Thanks for a great show. Kevin, thank you for watching. Lee, thank you for being with us tonight. We do
Porridge and
appreciate
goat
that.
nuts?
I
I don't know.
don't know. But so,
PG.
well,
we-
it could
we
be
haven't
like, is
decided
it
yet.
PG-13? You know,
Right?
he's drinking some beer. I mean, I don't
I don't
know.
know.
So we haven't really talked about what we might do next week yet at all.
Are we still on?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're still on, but I was thinking, hey, we're really getting deep into fall.
Uh-huh.
It's apple season,
Right? Okay.
so Applejack cocktails.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Save me some.
Will
You're
do.
on. I think that's where we're headed.
All right. So, yeah, next week, let's see. So today is the 9th.
16th, because
We'll be
it's
on the
my
16th.
daughter's birthday.
Oh,
Happy
that's right.
birthday.
Happy birthday to Gracie.
Yep.
So, yeah, on October 16th, we'll be back with Applejack cocktails.
I got to figure out which one I'm going to do, because
Right.
there's 3 of them that pop into my head right away, but they're all great.
We'll communicate. I'll put up some kind of ad for it in the next couple of days or so. Thank you guys for joining us for our first cast on YouTube tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to go to our Facebook and like us there at Loquacious Libations. Instagram, Loquacious_Libations. And of course, here on YouTube, if you didn't subscribe already, please do.
Like,
Share us.
share, and subscribe.
Tell all your friends about us. We hit 55 subscribers this week, by the way. Up from
Yay
like
for
47
us!
last week or whatever it was. So
Yeah,
we
no,
made
I
a
mean-
good, yeah. But you know what? When we get to 1,000, we'll be able to go out to everybody. Right now, we can only get 25 viewers over our subscribers. Of course, granted, we had 4 at one time tonight.
Well, 4 in the chat.
4 in the chat.
We don't know how
yeah.
many
Yeah,
subscribers.
we don't know how many.
So,
Like here, my buddy down in Sarasota, he
Right.
is not in Sarasota. He's staying right across town at the Drury Inn.
oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't need to be down there
No,
right now.
he left.
And also, you can also find the post for his for these guys on
On Long Strange Day.
Thanks on Long
Right.
Strange Day, because now
Yeah.
he's in the band, so we
Our band Long
he
Strange Days on
advertised this
Facebook
thing
as
going
well.
on too.
Right.
So,
So we're doing a little cross promotion here and there.
Hey,
hopefully we
and if
keep
you're
doing
in
that.
North Florida, you'll be able to see these guys at Boo Fest coming up.
That's right.
Couple
The
weeks
dates are
away.
November 1 through 3rd, 1st through 3rd. Don't know the stage schedule
Yep.
yet, but we'll
yeah,
communicate
we don't
that
know
too.
what the stage schedule is yet.
Check out our featured music section. We don't have any Long Strange Day up yet, but we do have some of the stuff that we've mentioned in the past. So we'll drop some of our music in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys have a great week. We will see you again next week with some kind of Applejack cocktail, right?
Yeah.
Works for me.
All right, brother. See you next week.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.